A team of scientists is trying to determine the origins of a mysterious glass found in the Sahara Desert, and they have a compelling theory. There was only one thing they knew of that could create such a staggeringly high temperature that it melted the ground. A meteorite impacting with Earth.
Tons and tons of this material falls on the Earth every day, and most of them are very small, just like dust. Some of them are pebbles, and they make shooting stars in the atmosphere. And sometimes a really big meteorite hits the ground at very, very high speed. Melts the ground, it vaporizes the ground, and these high temperatures and pressures are enough to melt a huge quantity of rock.
And even though the desert glass is so different from ordinary meteoritic glass, Christian Kerbel believes that the glass must have been formed by a meteorite. He hopes to find evidence of a massive meteorite impact on the ground. They still have one more day of driving before they can even start looking for any glass or any signs of what occurred. They are now in the heart of the Great Sand Sea. It's one of the most arid, inhospitable places on Earth. No one lives here. It can be 10 to 20 years between rainfalls. Extreme conditions, even for the Sahara.
Yeah, the glass area is all this area. We'll camp at the end of the rocks in the sand here. Right. Like that, we'll make the camp sort of in the middle of the high concentration of the big glass and the black.
You want to be in the second.
There are no roads, no tracks. The massive parallel sand dunes stretch unbroken for hundreds of kilometers north-south. Each dune is a challenge, and without highly skilled drivers, the cars could easily overturn as they slide down the soft sand. Very few people who venture into the desert glass area dare to tackle these dunes, preferring instead the safer route, driving up from the south between the sand ridges. This team has chosen the most direct, quickest route, even though it means crossing an endless series of dunes. At last, they are approaching the area where the glass is found. One of the mysteries about the glass is that it's scattered over an area that's as big as Prince Edward Island. The glass is not thick on the ground, but pieces can be found scattered between the dunes.
I'd seen pictures of the glass before, but the first time I reached down and picked up a piece and held it up to the sun, it was very exciting.
No one knows how much glass is in the desert. Estimates range from hundreds to thousands of tons.
Oh, here's a piece. Oh, look at this. There's a nice one. And another one. So this is an area, and look down here on the ground. You can actually see it. If you look here, you see the nice pieces lying around here. There is a piece here. There's a piece there. There's a piece over there.
Most of the glass lying on the ground is small and rounded, sandblasted and polished by the sand and the wind. Some pieces are buried and are much larger and rougher.
This one here is mostly pitted and dull because it has been sitting underground, and only the nice smooth shiny part was exposed to the sand, and underground it has been etched by water over hundreds or even thousands of years.
The sand dunes are moving at a staggering 10 meters a year, so new pieces of glass are continually being uncovered. Although there are no obvious signs of a meteorite impact, Barakat thinks there is some evidence, not in the glass, but in the rocks. A large meteorite smashing into the ground leaves behind clues in the sandstone. Under the microscope, the tiny grains of quartz, which this sandstone is mostly made of, are usually clear inside. But Barakat and others have found samples where some of the quartz grains have distinctive lines caused by shock waves from an impact. The suggestion that a meteorite produced the desert glass was getting stronger. But there was still an obvious problem with the theory. And it was the biggest problem of all. A meteorite impact should leave behind a crater. But no one has ever found any trace of a crater in the area where the glass is found. A solution to the mystery of how the glass ended up in the desert seemed as far away as ever. Then Kerbal made a discovery which left him in no doubt as to the origin of the glass. Most of the glass is completely clear, but a few pieces are not.
There's glass. Yeah. There's a nice little piece.
The ones that show clear, white, and black, all in one piece.
The pieces of glass with black streaks of material inside are key to Kerbal's discovery. To establish what the material trapped in the glass was made of, Kerbal examined it in his lab in Vienna. He analyzed it by bombarding the black bits of the glass with neutrons, and after weeks of measurements, found small traces of the exotic element iridium.
Here are the peaks that indicate the presence of the element iridium, and this is something we would not expect to find in rocks on the surface of the Earth, and this is characteristic for meteorites. So here we have very good evidence that a meteorite really hit the Earth and was incorporated with the glass when it formed.
But finding iridium is not conclusive evidence of a meteorite. And after over a year of searching, Kerbal found another rare element, osmium.
The results are absolutely exciting. We see that the abundance of the element osmium is about 50 to 100 times higher than what we would ever find on the surface of the Earth. And more importantly, the ratios of the isotopes of osmium are very different from surface rocks of the Earth. They are clearly extraterrestrial and show that a meteorite hit the surface of the Earth in the sand when the desert glass formed. So we have a eureka moment here. We now know there was a meteorite impact.